The top 10 failed apocalyptic predictions. Number 10, Montanus. Montanus was an early heretic in Christianity who predicted that the end of times were upon the world. Joined with two prophets, Mountain claimed to be the embodiment of the Holy Spirit and began to preach a third testament. Mountain's beliefs became fairly widespread and caused a great deal of confusion and dissent within the early Christian church. The interesting fact is, Montana started that Turkey would become the new Jerusalem and that all of Christianity would settle there before the final judgment. Number 9, Charles Wesley. Charles Wesley, one of the founders of the Methodist Church, believed that the world was going to end in 1794. This view concurred with that of Shakers, who also predicted that year as the end. Despite his error, Charles' brother John also later made a prediction of the end times. John predicted that 1836 would be the year that the great beast would come to earth, marking the beginning of the end. Interesting fact is, despite being a founding member of Methodism, Charles Wesley begged an Anglican minister to bury him in an Anglican graveyard, stating, "Sir, whatever the world may say of me, I have lived and I die, a member of the Church of England." Number 8, Jehovah's Witness predictions. Jehovah's Witness religion has made a number of predictions about the end of the world. The first was in 1914. They based their prediction on prophecies from the book of Daniel. After the end of after the end did not come, they changed the meaning of the prediction and stated that it was the date that Jesus would begin to rule invisibly. Yes, invisibly. Interesting fact is, Charles Taze Russell, founder of the cult, sold miracle wheat at extremely inflated prices, which promised wheat of miraculous proportions. Number 7, the Great Disappointment. Between the years of 1831 and 1841, William Miller, a Baptist minister, predicted the return of Jesus and the end of the world based on prophecies in the book of Daniel. My principles in brief are that Jesus Christ will come again to this earth, cleanse purity, and take possession of the same with all the saints sometime between March 21, 1843 and March 21st, 1844. On October 22, 1844, Miller continued to wait for the end until his death in 1849. Interesting fact is, the Millerite religious movement eventually became the Seventh Day Adventist Church. They believed that the prediction was correct, but that it referred to an event in heaven, not on earth. They continue to believe that to this day. Members of the Baha faith also believe the prediction. They think it referred to the coming of the forerunner of their own religion, the Bab. Number 6, Joanna Southcote. Joanna Southcote was a self-proclaimed English mystic born in 1750. She was originally a Methodist, but she became convinced that she had supernatural powers and declared herself a woman spoken of in Apocalypse. in the King James Version. Interesting fact is Joanna left behind a sealed box which she claims contained a series of prophecies. The box is not to be opened until 24 Anglican bishops gather together for that purpose. Will the secret of Joanna's box ever be revealed? Don't know. Number 5. 1910 Halley's Comet. Even though Halley's Comet had been visible many times before without any reported deaths, the passing of the comet on May 18, 1910 was thought to be a deathly threat to people because of poisonous gas coming from its tail. Interesting fact is Mark Twain was born in 1835. Halley's Comet had made an appearance that same year. He has been quoted as having said he would go out with Comet. Mark Twain died in April of 1910. Planetary conjunction. Respected meteorologist Albert Porta predicted that on December 17, 1919, a conjunction of six planets would cause a magnetic current that would pierce the sun, cause great explosions of flaming gas, and eventually engulf the earth. Interesting fact is that a study of meteorology dates back to ancient times with the first book of on the subject being written by Aristotle in 350 BC. The book was called Meteorology. Number 3, the Jupiter effect. The Jupiter effect came out in 1974 and was written by two astrophysicists, John Gribben and Stephen Flagman. Interesting fact is while the effect did not cause major catastrophe, there was some influence by the planets, with high tide calculated at 0.002 inches higher than normal. Number 2, Hale-Bopp comet. The comet Hale-Bopp was visible to the naked eye for a record 18 months. Amateur astronomer Chuck Ström observed a companion object following the comet. He then called the Hot Bell radio show to report his findings. Number 1, Year 2K. Nostradamus, arguably the best known seer of all time, predicted July of 1999 to be the chosen date of Armageddon. A Greek king terror was to descend from the sky. The interesting fact is Nostradamus was by profession an apothecary, which in modern term is a pharmacist.